This is ESPN Cricinfo.
ESPN Cricinfo, the videocast. And what a day, what an evening, what a final.
Yeah.
Dinesh Karthik, your friend, no?
Millions of people around India heard you call that final, Raunak.
Thank you. Yes, I was on radio. It was such a pleasure.
Yes.
But let's not talk about me because
Because
Dinesh
that's what you
Karthik
do
was
most of the day anyway.
Dinesh Karthik was the other star of the evening.
Yes.
But on a serious note, we must be happy with Dinesh Karthik. It's almost become a career where he's been around for so long. He's played a decent amount of cricket. This whole Dhoni eclipsed his career thing apart. He's actually played a decent amount of cricket, but you can't think of a standing or a telling Dinesh Karthik performance. Now we can.
Yeah, and it was always such a contentious selection, Raunak, because when he got into the mix, everyone said, oh well, why is the Indian selection committee looking back and not looking forward? There are all these options. There's Rishabh Pant, all of that. Then he goes to South Africa and basically sits on the bench throughout that one-day series and gets a game only right towards the end.
I mean, generally, he's been on the bench for a long time now. Champions Trophy, I think he was there, and he's been
and in this
travelled
game,
a lot.
And in this game as well, like Rohit Sharma revealed after the game, he actually was upset with him for demoting him. He batted at 7. He should have been batting at 6 ahead of Vijay Shankar, but there was a reason Rohit gave about why he was doing. So all of those circumstances combined, 34 left in 2 overs. The quality of the hitting. Yes, wow. I think it's a great moment. I think it's a reminder that, sometimes these guys who you write off even as journalists, observers, watchers.
I never wrote
have
him off. You always have this thing of, it's going hard on.
I know. I wrote you off many years ago, but you're still standing.
I'll think of a witty comeback later. What I'm saying was though, that this could be a career defining. I mean, sometimes we get ahead of ourselves in these moments, but this could actually be career defining. He's now set to be captain in the IPL. There's a clear case. India are looking for someone to finish games off, not only in T20s, but in ODIs. There could be a different role Dinesh Karthik could see with or even if MS Dhoni plays in the same team.
Yes, and he's still only 32 years old. I know that's a little bit older than you are, Raunak, but I mean, it's still not, very old.
I have my witty comeback, but let it be.
Cricket terms. Yeah. And the other side of this is that there is a World T20 in a couple of years' time. You're not quite sure where the MS Dhoni will be.
No, he selected himself for it.
Well, he selected himself for the 2019 50 over World Cup. So now Dinesh Karthik is pretty much established as, and like you tweeted yesterday, it was one of the rare times that you made some sense, was when you said now he's pushing MS Dhoni for that permanent place as keeper batsman in the T20 team, and all on the back of an 8-ball innings.
Yeah, I know. Amazing.
Incredible.
Yeah. 8-ball man of the match innings. But well done, Dinesh Karthik.
Yes.
We mustn't get carried away. It was sensational, but he wasn't. Dinesh Karthik's not a find because he's been around a long time. Washington Sundar is a find.
Yeah.
And it's not just that he bowled as well and economically and bowled in the power play and a little bit at the death. It's that he's an off spinner. So this whole theory of India wanting to play wrist spinners only in white ball cricket, effectively this guy's keeping Ashwin out.
Yes, off spinner also, like you mentioned, I think one of the important thing is the phase of the game that he's being used and can't be emphasized enough. The first 6 overs, newish ball, but the captain's got the confidence of not just that he'll not go for too many runs, but he'll pick up wickets, highest wicket taker in the series. It was quite nice actually on a Sunday, the morning you wake up, you saw Jemima Rodriguez bat, 17, 18 years old, and in the evening you watch Washington Sundar do well, and apparently he's got a lot of skill as a batsman as well. So, where's he going to go? He wasn't even picked in that under-19 World Cup team because they thought he was ready for senior cricket, and he's shown us why.
And it's extraordinary that, where both Jemima and Washington, when they were born, you were already 44. Something like that.
Really?
No?
No.
Okay. No, but good signs for Washington Sundar. Would you play him in the one-day team?
Well, I mean, he was picked in that one-day squad when they were looking for a replacement player one day. So clearly, he's right now ahead of the 2 finger spinners who were removed from the team for Chahal and Kuldeep. So does sound like the selectors are really looking at him as a real limited overs option. Big IPL for him because he'll get a lot of games. I'm sure he'll play regularly.
And bowl with Chahal, bowl at a difficult ground again.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. Yeah. Okay, well done, Washington Sundar. We've covered most things that went right for India. One little thing that we should cover, Rohit Sharma. Something about Rohit Sharma as a T20 captain or just as a captain that I really like.
Yes, and 3 games, 3 IPL championships. Now series
I don't watch
wins,
IPL. I'm a purist.
series wins.
I wore my whites today.
Series wins all over. Now every time he's been given the role, he seems to have a calmness to his approach. I mean, you can argue with his decision about Dinesh Karthik, but it was a thought-through decision. I think the one thing I would like the Indian team to start considering is they need to have a couple of additional bowling options, at least one more in their T20 11. I'm not quite convinced if Vijay Shankar is the number 5 bowler. If you look at, for instance, the economy rates of the backup bowlers, Siraj, Thakur, they all went for runs. And
they have options. They have Raina, they don't use him. Rohit has chosen not to bowl at all now after that shoulder niggle. But
that's right. So I'm just wondering if India need to, when Hardik Pandya becomes available again, look at batting him in the top 6 and then have 5 frontline bowlers along with Raina.
Okay,
let's see.
Bangladesh played really well and all that, but they're not behaving well. I like Bangladesh.
Yeah.
But someone needs to take them to the headmaster's office.
Yeah, I think that day was.
Given you have spent many years as a headmaster, you must call it as you say. Shoot straight.
I thought that day. I don't think it needs to be said. It was
not only that game in general. There's been a bit of. They might play some really good cricket, but they're not going to win too many hearts. But I don't know if that's important given. I don't think I've ever.
I mean, they go away from this series having almost won it. They beat the home team Sri Lanka both times that they came across them. They've almost beaten India in this final. They've discovered a bunch of very skilled players. Yet, the attitude and the behavior on the field is what has become the talking point. Maybe there's a sort of fire and feistiness to them, but I think their captain. I mean, he was very lucky, wasn't he, Raunak, to get away with this at 25% fine. somewhere, Khizar Abad was wondering what he did wrong. If Shakib Al Hasan's going to almost call his team back and be told, oh, give us 25% of your match fees. And the other guy who got the fine wasn't even playing the game. So I wonder how much his match fee was anyway for 25% of that to go.
But that's still nicer because you might as well fine somebody because you ban him anyway, he's not playing. Yeah. So banning a substitute fielder is almost counterproductive.
Yeah, but then fine him 100% of his match fee. That was almost a brawl. It was terrible to see.
But do they need to play well or do they need to behave nicely or is it okay? Because they're a better team than they ever were. People don't like India. Your Delhi boy Virat Kohli sometimes gets the wrath of the opposing crowd.
Yes, but I think very, very rarely has anything of this nature where almost a full-fisted brawl went. I think there'll be some sort of conversation within Bangladesh cricket about whether the team's stepping over the line.
Wasn't it fun? Before this NIDAHAS trophy, we thought this is going to be a time pass sort of, whoever feels like can watch. You were anyway planning a holiday through the course of it.
Yeah, I was on holiday.
Yeah. But as it turns out, some of the best cricket we've seen in recent times has come in this otherwise certainly not very well hyped T20 Tri-Series tournament.
Yes, that's what I always tell you young people. Don't assume things will turn out a certain way.
Yeah.
There always are surprises in store. That's the beauty of sport.
Which is exactly how you must have started watching and therefore now been surprised by the time it's ended. The ESPN Cricinfo Vidcast.
This is ESPN Cricinfo.